Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. I'm Lexi Wyer.
And I'm Jake Wyer with the Wyer Group.
And today we want to talk about the pros and cons of Leland, North Carolina. Leland is a beautiful area, and definitely if you have been looking at the Wilmington area, Leland has for sure been on one of your searches. I can almost guarantee that.
Yeah.
So we actually did this video a few years ago, probably before COVID, I would say.
It's definitely been at least 3 or 4 years.
Just for reference, we are early summer 2023.
Yep.
We're here in Brunswick Forest today. One of the things that I love about Leland is all of the master plan communities with amazing amenities. Golf, world-class swimming pools, kayak launches, walking trails, beautiful green space, parks, bocce ball, pickleball,
You're gonna live somewhere,
tennis.
it's got it all.
Definitely.
Definitely has it all. I mean, this is definitely, if you're a golfer too, I feel like Leland always comes up on people's searches because it does have a lot of the master plan golf course communities.
Yes.
A lot of them have turned private as far as the golf is concerned, like Brunswick Forest and Compass Point. However, it's still right there in the community. And
absolutely.
Beautiful facilities. So
this area in general, I personally think targets a little bit more of a retirement age with these master plan communities because A, they have time to enjoy the amenities.
That's true, that's true.
But also a lot of the builders, as you can see behind us, have focused on one-story living where the primary bedroom is all on the first floor. And several of them do have, stairs, bonus rooms, more square footage upstairs, but your primary living, everything that you need is on that first level.
Yeah, I think when you hit retirement age, you start thinking about aging into a home. And let's be honest, stairs aren't gonna be your friend forever, regardless of how good a shape you are in at the current time. So it's much easier to find a home that has primary living on the Leland side of the river versus Wilmington. It tends to be a lot more two-story homes on that side of the river.
Definitely.
That being said, I think also the fact that this area is growing so quickly is partly why we redid this video. Part of the growth has actually happened in the commercial and the shopping here in Leland as well.
Oh, definitely. So a lot of that comes down to access to municipal sewer and water, where some of the other areas on the outside of Wilmington, they still have, septic and well.
Yep.
So the development is much more significant in Leland versus Hampstead.
Yeah, it definitely limits how many restaurants you can put in on a septic system.
Yes, which Hampstead is working on that. That is transitioning as well. But I mean, right now the development here versus there, I mean, you can't even compare it, I don't think.
No, and then I also think that they have so much here in Leland, but also you're maybe from where we're standing right now, 10, 15 minutes into the downtown Wilmington area. So proximity.
Amazing restaurants. That's our favorite place for date nights is downtown.
Yeah, it's got amazing restaurants and great entertainment. All that stuff is right over the bridge.
It's come a long ways just in the last, I don't know, 7, 8 years.
Well, I mean, that's partly why people in our comments have been hitting us up to redo this video because just a few years ago, it's already outdated, unfortunately. So
really the entire area is though.
Yeah.
I mean, we have seen incredible growth and development in this area as a whole.
Yeah, and while I think that Leland is definitely a great option, one thing to be aware of, it's not on the coast, it is a little bit inland, but you are right on the river.
Yes,
so if you like,
river.
Yeah, so if you like to do river activities, boating, fishing, all that kind of stuff, it is right adjacent to Leland.
Absolutely.
So like for instance, Brunswick Forest has a boat launch onto the river. So while you might not be on the intercoastal or the ocean, it's a great option as well to have a boat.
Yes, you can enjoy lots of recreational activities in this area. It does tend to be a little bit more rural, and that's just because, we are still experiencing so much growth.
It's growing like crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is a little more rural than Wilmington is for sure. I mean, Wilmington's down to the last 10% of buildable land, which is partly why the huge growth is happening here in Leland.
Definitely.
And I think talking about proximity to the water, another pro is, while it's not coastal, it is only 30 minutes to the southern facing beaches and the eastern facing beaches. So Wrightsville Beach those are all eastern facing beaches. And then beaches like Oak Island and Holden, those are southern facing beaches, and those are just 30 minutes as well.
Yeah, you really are in a great spot to access all of those beaches fairly easily, I would say.
Yeah, I think 30-minute drive for most people is definitely within the...
To be at the beach in 30 minutes? Sign me up.
Yeah, it's not a bad option. And then as far as cons go, let's talk about some of the cons, some of the dirty parts of what might not be so great about Leland. With all that growth, of course, is going to come some of the growing pains, which is some of the traffic corridors do get clogged up during peak hours. There's really just 2 bridges that go across to Wilmington. So if you're making a commute back and forth to Wilmington, it's the upper and lower drawbridge. They don't go up very often, but they do tend to get kind of trafficy during peak hours. So that would be one of the negatives, but that's going to come with any growing area, I think. And really the whole region, as far as I'm concerned, is dealing with some traffic issues.
Definitely. And as we mentioned earlier, I would say this is more of an area with a retirement age, age group.
It's true.
So with that, there's not as many schools, and the school ratings do vary significantly in this area as a whole, but the top rated schools definitely tend to be more Hampstead and Wilmington areas.
So what we'd recommend to anyone is go on to several of the websites are available for free. Greatschools.org is a great one. It'll show you kind of ratings where the schools currently sit. Of course, with an evolving area, school systems are going to be changing quickly. They're going to be building new schools and things like that. So keep an eye on that. Be aware that it is a growing area, so those things will be changing. And let's talk about the growing area. I mean, with the growing area too, I feel like we can go back to the rural part.
Definitely.
All of Leland does not look like this beautiful manicured spot we are right now. There is some industrial uses on the outskirts. There are some unsightly, things in certain parts of the rural areas of Leland that you're gonna be driving through still.
I mean, all of this is perspective, right? Pros and cons. A pro to someone is a con to someone else.
Yeah.
So I feel like that it is more rural, could go either direction depending on what your perspective is. But I do think, you can get larger lots. You can get outside of those master plan communities, get really big, lots that are private and secluded. And so,
yeah, if you're looking for the spacing between your housing, you get a lot more lot and a lot more acreage here in the Leland side than you would in Wilmington for the money.
But with this being more of a rural area in general, on the outskirts of this area, there are some industrial use. And so, I think that was.
And I think most people look at that as negative. I don't think anybody's going to say that's beautiful that they have that industrial use next to me.
Yeah.
That stuff's getting phased out though too. As the prices go up and the population moves in, those kind of uses are getting pushed further out. Well, I think every time we come over here with someone that hasn't been over to the Leland area for a few years is like, wow, I can't believe this is all here now.
Yeah.
It's literally evolving that quickly.
It is.
So, well, we appreciate you guys joining us. If you enjoy this content, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit that like button. It really helps us out bring video content just like that. Also, we are accepting new clients.
We are, so reach out anytime. You can call, text, or email us. My email is lexi@movingwilmington.com. Jake's is jake@movingwilmington.com, and we would love to hear from you.
Thanks, guys.